Shalom Israel, giving honor and praise to the Most High God for the reading and the understanding of his word. And family, I want to wish every king, every queen, every prince, and every princess, I want to wish you a wonderful, magnificent Sabbath. And once again, thank you for bringing us in with your brother this week. And family, you can feel the days counting down on this planet. You feel the pressure, you feel the tightness, you feel the coming to an end. It's almost like at the end of the toothpaste, you know, there's a little bit more left in there. It's like, all right, I only got but so much more of this left. You feel that on earth right now. You feel it. And once again, I want to thank each and every last one of you that have contributed to the Royal Gathering and are still contributing. And once again, we're not at our destination number yet, but we are still getting there. And I wanted to make sure that I gave you guys more than enough time to start to get prepared and everything like that. Let us get the building so that when it is announced, you still have at least 5 months to prepare. And I think that is more than enough time. Okay, so Friday night, May 30th, live from the Bass Theater at Beverly Arts Center. God, that building is beautiful. I actually got to go and take a trip there, and I'm going to go and I'm going to do a live when we do it too, so that everybody can see it. I'm telling you, oh my gosh, it is so beautiful. It is so beautiful. Now, family, we are going to pick back up where we left off at. We are going to pick back up on Hosea, because Hosea is a book that we can't play with. And as you see, the father, he mad. He mad at us, but he's trying to balance us out. He's like, yo, he's giving us a very good, strong chastisement. I'm like, yo, look, I got a problem with y'all. And I got a problem with y'all, but y'all my babies though. Y'all are still my babies, all right? So I got to make sure that I bring y'all home. So let's go ahead. We're going to start at chapter 5 and verse 1 here tonight. And to whoever is putting up the scriptures, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. All right, Hosea chapter 5 and verse 1. Hear ye this, O priest, and hearken, ye house of Israel. And give ye ear, O house of the king, for judgment is toward you. Because ye have been a snare on Mizpah, and a net spread upon Tabor. So now, you have been a snare, a trap, in one city to capture my Israelites, and a snare in another, showing you that we've been scattered all over the place. It doesn't matter where we go. Verse 2, and the revolters are profound to make slaughter, though I have been a rebuker of all of them. You see what Hosea is like? Look, he's been the one going around talking about, look, guys, we can't do that. This is why Hosea is so important, because Hosea is one of them people that was like, yo, listen, we got to stop playing. Stop. All right, stop. That was happening then, just like it's happening right now. With everything that I'm doing and other brothers are doing too, and being like, look, man, yo, come on. Listen. Wake up. Focus. All right, straight way. All right, that narrow path is straight way. All right. Verse 3. I know Ephraim. Now, we expounded on them last week. And Israel is not hid from me. For now, O Ephraim, thou committest whoredom, and Israel is defiled. They will not frame their doings to turn unto their God, for the spirit of whoredoms is in the midst of them, and they have not known the Lord. Now, that's all of us. We can't just go and point our fingers at the tribe of Ephraim. That's all of us, man. All of us had a finger in that whore known as the world. We did. And we can't play like that no more. At all. We must remove ourselves from that whore. Come back to our Father. Clean up before we make entrance. And give him his praise. Verse 4. I'm going to read it again. They will not frame their doings to turn unto their God, for the spirit of whoredoms is in the midst of them, and they have not known the Lord. And the pride of Israel doth testify to his face. Therefore shall Israel and Ephraim fall in their iniquity. Judah also shall fall with them. Now, I'm going to tell y'all right now, I lived that my entire life. Growing up on Flatbush Avenue in Brooklyn, it was nothing but me and Puerto Ricans. Puerto Ricans and me. Black people, Puerto Ricans. Judah, Ephraim. Even all throughout Spanish Harlem and all them spots. Like now in other cities, I'm sure like in Chicago and everything like that, they do there too, Pennsylvania. But when it comes down for me in New York, it was Flatbush Avenue. And I know exactly what this means. Nobody can tell me any different. Verse 6. They shall go with their flocks and with their herds to seek the Lord, but they shall not find him. He hath withdrawn himself from them. Y'all know what that means? We're going to be going to churches. Hey, yo, come on, Pops. Yo, come to my church. All right, Poppy, well, come over to my church. You know, and we're going to go doing that shit back and forth and find nothing in it. Find absolutely nothing in it. But what is the one place where we all unite? And that's in this truth. Because it's the actual truth being told. We're not being fed lies. All right, verse 7. They have dealt treacherously against the Lord, for they have begotten strange children. Now shall a month devour them with their portions. I truly hope y'all realize what that is saying. Let's read that again. They have dealt treacherously against the Lord, for they have begotten strange children. Stop. The Father got a problem with that. The Father don't like them strange children. He does not like strange children coming from strange bedfellows. Now, the good thing about it is that if the Israelite man lays down with any woman, then guess what? That child is an Israelite. That child has a chance for the promise. But the other way around, And most women wonder, like, why? Why is it like that? Remember, y'all were the ones to put all of this in the first place. It's your fault. Okay? Now, with Adam, he should have checked it. That was his fault. But all of this here, as the scriptures say, sin entered the world because of a woman. That's why. Okay? That's why. Verse 8. Blow ye the cornet in Gibeah and the trumpet in Ramah. Cry aloud at Bethaven after thee, O Benjamin. Now, talking to the so-called West Indians. Talking to them. And no, I am not calling all of your islands. Y'all know who y'all are. Verse 9. Ephraim shall be desolate in the day of rebuke. Among the tribes of Israel have I made known that which shall surely be. And the princes of Judah were like them that remove the bound. Therefore, I will pour out my wrath upon them like water. And I'm telling y'all, whether it be on a block, whether it be in jail, on a job, beefing with each other, yo, and we shouldn't be at all. That's why it is so hard when you see other nations get into this truth. Even within the truth, they're still banging because people are like, yo, hold on, why you from the tribe of Judah? So there's still that envy is still there. But there isn't anything that we can do about that. Bottom line. Okay, it's like, yo, everybody get in line, get in a place. The Father's coming. Stop the arguing. All right. Verse 11. Ephraim is oppressed and broken in judgment because he willingly walked after the commandment, because he willingly walked after it. Willingly. Therefore will I be unto Ephraim as a moth, and to the house of Judah as rottenness. I can tell y'all right now, just from my earliest memories and stuff, yo, like Puerto Ricans come outside, yo, they be all clothes full of holes and all that stuff and everything. And don't feel bad. There was a lot of Judah that was like that too. But let's see that again. Therefore will I be unto Ephraim as a moth, and to the house of Judah as rottenness. That starts at our scalp, all the way down to our toes. Yep. The Father laid all this out. Verse 13, when Ephraim saw his sickness and Judah saw his wound, then went Ephraim to the Assyrian and sent King Jareb, yet could he not heal you nor cure you of your wound. For I will be unto Ephraim as a lion, and as a young lion to the house of Judah. I, even I, will tear and go away. I will take away, and none shall rescue him. I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense and seek my face. In their affliction, they will seek me early. You see that? That's what's happening right now. All of our people all over the world here in America, and that is all the tribes, but two top tribes right here, Judah and Ephraim, that this is talking about. And when you see Judah and Ephraim being like, all right, yo, we gotta link up. That's when niggas need to start paying attention. For real. Niggas need to start paying attention to that part. Because now they're like, all right, man, there's going to be a reversal of all of this, which is already happening now. And guess what? It's happening inside the prisons too. Guess what comes next? There's not a lot of guards to keep them people. I'm telling you right now. The reason why we are weighed down so now, the reason why we allow the police and everything to take over us and just dominate us, because there is a spirit on us that's allowing that to happen. But when the Father raised up that spirit, it's over. It's a done deal. And they know it's coming, and that's why they're so petrified. All right, let's go over to verse 6. Hosea chapter 6. Come and let us return unto the Lord, for he hath torn and he will heal us. He hath smitten and he will bind us up. After 2 days will he revive us. In the third day he will raise us up, and we shall live in his sight. Now, all praises to the Most High for that. Y'all understand that? Let's read 1 and 2 again, because I don't think many of y'all picked up on that. Come and let us return unto the Lord. Let us go back to our God. For he hath torn and he will heal us. Now, we read just last week, the Father was tearing us up. He hath smitten and he will bind us up. All of us are going through this smitten right now. After 2 days, because remember, a day is like 1,000 years. After 2 days, he will revive us. In the third day, he will raise us up, and we shall live in his sight. That's the promise. The absolute promise, guys. All praises to our Father. He said, I ain't leaving y'all there. I'm coming to get you. And when I do come get you, I'm bringing the show. Watch this. Verse 3, then shall we know if we follow on to know the Lord. His going forth is prepared as the morning, and he shall come unto us as the rain, as the latter and former rain unto the earth. You see that? You're coming down, baby. That's what he said. Look up. It's coming down. It's coming down. Coming down. But there's something that we got to do. We have to make sure that we're taking care of the Father's business with that pinpoint focus. Regardless of whatever people trying to say about you, whoop, laser focus. Regardless of whoever's trying to talk into your ear, laser focus. Regardless of, hey, come over here. We can do it better here, or we're going to give you this over here. Laser focus. Because God is not playing. Verse 4, O Ephraim, what shall I do unto thee? O Judah, what shall I do unto thee? For your goodness is as a morning cloud, and as the early dew, it goeth away. See how the Father said, he's like, yeah, y'all look good for a second, but the slightest of some simple feet trampling, that dissipates this. Verse 5, therefore have I hewed them by the prophets. I have slain them by the words of my mouth, and thy judgments are as the light that goeth forth. For I desired mercy and not sacrifice. I'm going to say that again. For I desired mercy and not sacrifice, and the knowledge of God more than burnt offering. You see that? The Father was like, I want y'all to be knowledgeable. All right? Forget what the sacrifice is. Yahushai is coming to be a sacrifice. But what sacrifice have you committed? What have you given up? You ain't killing an animal anymore. What have you given up? And the Father said, I desired mercy. For I desired mercy and not sacrifice. And the knowledge of God then should be more than burnt offerings. But they, like men, have transgressed the covenant. There have they dealt treacherously against me. Because I remember that covenant. There was a covenant between Jacob and Esau, remember? And the Father destroyed that. He was like, look at what you did to your own brother. Yeah, nah, that's done. All right. Verse 8. Gilead is a city of them that work iniquity and is polluted with blood. And as troops of robbers wait for a man, so the company of priests murder in the way by consent, for they commit lewdness. Wow. Did you understand that? The Father compared that to a bunch of niggas sitting waiting to shoot you up. That's how he compared these priests. Going into them church houses, man. Whoever's not bringing out this truth and walking towards the truth and telling our people to keep God's commandments and straying away from your enemies. That right there. And as of robbers wait for a man, so the company of priests murder in the way by consent, for they commit lewdness. I have seen a horrible thing in the house of Israel. There is the whoredom of Ephraim. Israel is defiled. Now the Father means something about that thing. Also Judah, he have set an harvest for thee when I return the captivity of my people. You see, the Father's like, for what? I see everything that y'all doing down there, man. And I'm not liking it. All right, so now let's go to Hosea chapter 7. Watch this. When I would have healed Israel, then the iniquity of Ephraim was discovered, and the wickedness of Samaria, for they commit falsehood. And the thief cometh in, and the troop of robbers spoileth without. And they considered not in their hearts that I remember all their wickedness. Now their own doings have beset them about. They are before my face. So now the Father's like, now there is just a courage and a confidence that people have in sin. And he's like, y'all really think y'all can box with me? Because now they just doing it. They're just flaunting it. And he's like, oh, really? Verse 3. They make the king glad with their wickedness and the princes with their lies. Now, y'all need to understand right now, this is not talking about Israel. The people doing it is, but who they're talking about, those kings and princes and stuff like that. We out there shucking and jiving is what it's talking about. Shucking and jiving. Verse 4, they are all adulterers. Why? Because we commit the act of adultery against our husband. They are all adulterers, as an oven heated by the baker, who ceaseth from raising after he hath kneaded the dough until it be leavened. Remember, in order for us to get rid of that sin, we have to get rid of that leaven. Verse 5. In the day of our king, the princes have made him sick with bottles of wine. He stretched out his hand with scorners. For they have made ready their part like an oven, whiles they lie in wait. Their baker sleepeth all the night. In the morning it burneth as a flaming fire. Y'all see this now? It's describing somebody right now. They are all hot as an oven and have devoured their judges. All their kings are fallen. There is none among them that calleth unto me. Ephraim, he hath mixed himself among the people. Ephraim is a cake not turned, that light skin, brown skin, very, very light skin. Some of them are the color of salt. Strangers have devoured his strength, and he knoweth it not. Yea, gray hairs are here and there upon him, yet he knoweth not. Like, this nigga don't know nothing. He old. This nigga went from his youth to his geriatrics with the same nonsense. And the pride of Israel testifieth to his face, and they do not return to the Lord their God, nor seek him for all this. Ephraim also is like a silly dove without heart. They call to Egypt, they go to Assyria. When they shall go, I will spread my net upon them. So the Father's like, all right, they're going to try to go over there and I'm going to catch them. I will bring them down as the fowls of heaven. I will chastise them as their congregation hath heard. So now, when the Father was talking about spreading all the children of Israel, he didn't only deal with the children of Judah. He dealt with many. Watch. Woe unto them. Verse 13. Woe unto them, for they have fled from me. Destruction unto them, because they have transgressed against me. Though I have redeemed them, yet they have spoken lies against me. So the Father was like, I always had y'all back, but yet y'all still spit in my face. And they have not cried unto me with their heart. When they howled upon their beds, they assemble themselves of corn and wine, and they rebel against me. Now, I need y'all to understand that when you lay in the bed of prostitution, boy, when you lay in the bed with these other nations, and he's like, I'm not playing with y'all, yo. And you already know what he mean, laying in the bed with these other nations. Yes, it's sin, but there's also other things too. You rebelled against them. Though I have bound and stretched their arms, yet do they imagine mischief against me. Now imagine that. Imagine the Father comes, right? He's like, yo, I'm going to take your arms, yo. I'm going to raise you up, yo, and I'm going to have you fight. But then you turn around and start punching him. How many times have you seen that in real life? A man will go over, him and her man are tussling and bustling or whatever, and then you try to be, super nigga and go over there, and she start whooping your ass, and he start whooping your ass too. In other words, like, stay out of it. That's crazy, man. Verse 16, they return, but not to the Most High. They are like a deceitful bow. Their princes shall fall by the sword for the rage of their tongue. This shall be their derision in the land of Egypt. You see that? And now remember, Egypt means slavery. We all know that, right? Verse 8. Set the trumpet to thy mouth. Cry aloud, spare not. He shall come as an eagle against the house of the Lord, because they have transgressed my covenant and trespassed against my law. Who's that talking about? Who is that talking about? Who's the eagle? Who's the eagle for all of those that's in the spirit, and you know that we can't cling to these people? Who's the eagle? That's right, it's the children of Esau. Israel shall cry unto me, my God, we know thee. Listen to this, guys. Listen to this. Israel has cast off the thing that is good. The enemy shall pursue him. They have set up kings, but not by me. They have made princes, and I knew it not. Of their silver and their gold have they made them idols, they that may be cut off. Thy calf, O Samaria, see, dealing with that calf again, hath cast thee off. Mine anger is kindled against them. How long will it be ere they attain to innocency? These people claim that they don't do nothing wrong. And it's making the Father's blood percolate. It's like, wait a minute. These niggas are really playing in my face. They sitting here thinking like, what we doing is okay. And the Father's like, no, I got a problem with that. I'm about to wear y'all niggas out. Watch this. Verse 6. For from Israel was it also. The workman made it. Therefore it is not God, but the calf of Samaria shall be broken into pieces. Remember, God said he's a jealous God, and he's sitting there watching as these craftsmen, Israel and other nations, are making this calf, laying in bed with the other nations, an idol to worship. Watch this. For they have sown the wind, and they shall reap the whirlwind. That's when the Father be sending them tornadoes. Woo! It hath no stalk. The bud shall yield no meal. If so be it yield, the strangers shall swallow it up. So, which means the Father said, I'm going to send them whirlwinds through, and whoever it touches. Israel is swallowed up. Now shall they be among the Gentiles as a vessel wherein is no pleasure. Do you see now why we're going through this, and you are understanding the history? Do you understand why we are going through this now and you are understanding the history? This is us in a place where we have no peace, no justice. We are stalked by the cops. We are stalked by the justice system. We are stalked by our own people. We are stalked by the enemies. We have no place here. None. No peace. No place. None. I'm going to read that again. Israel is swallowed up. Now shall they be among the Gentiles as a vessel wherein is no pleasure. Because remember, we were walking before. We were the gods of earth. And we don't remember that history. Verse 9. For they are gone up to Assyria as wild ass alone by himself. Ephraim hath hired lovers. Yea, though they have hired among the nations, now will I gather them, and they shall sorrow a little for the burden of the king of princes, because Ephraim hath made many altars to sin. Altars shall be unto him to sin. And remember, like we talked about last week, walking on Flatbush Avenue, yo, and you seeing all those creepy candles and all that stuff. Verse 13, they sacrifice flesh for the sacrifices of mine offerings. Let's talk about pig and all the other things that we are not supposed to eat. And eat it, but the Lord accepteth them not. Now will he remember their iniquity and visit their sins? They shall return to Egypt. And again, that word Egypt is synonymous with sin, because that was the place where we took our first sinful cartage. Do y'all understand that? Now, when you go back to Exodus chapter 20 and verse 2, it tells you the definition of Egypt, and it means sin. Verse 14, for Israel hath forgotten his maker and buildeth temples, and Judah have multiplied fenced cities. But I will send a fire upon his cities, and it shall devour the places thereof. That's talk about the hood, guys. Let's talk about neighborhoods, hoods, projects, those fenced cities that nobody's able to go into. We're not talking about gated communities. We're talking about these fenced cities that the most hardcore of our brothers will start beads of sweat coming down his head when there's certain areas that he got to get into. Let me read that one more time. For Israel have forgotten his maker. You know what that means? Without God, man, we in hell. And buildeth temples, all them churches right there, all them churches on every freaking corner. And Judah have multiplied fenced cities, but I will send a fire upon his cities, and it shall devour the places thereof. Y'all understand that? The Father is not playing with us. He is not playing with us at all. Hosea chapter 9, rejoice not, O Israel, for joy as other people, for thou hast gone a whoring from thy God. But, thou hast loved a reward upon every corn floor. It's like, y'all love receiving the praise and stuff from these Edomites and all that, but y'all don't want my praise. The floor and the winepress shall not feed them, and the new wine shall fail in her, because that last blood spill, that's going to be theirs. They will fail because they will die. That is talking about the 2/3 and all the other rest of the nations. Verse 3, they shall not dwell in the Lord's land. Listen to this, guys. They shall not dwell in the Lord's land, but Ephraim shall return to Egypt, and they shall eat unclean things in Assyria. You see this? That all the way back then, the Father making it clear, y'all are dirty. You can't touch my land. You can't touch my land. That's why I'd be so crazy now with people talking about going to the land. It's like back then the Father was rejecting us going into it. Like, don't you put your dirty self there. When it's time for me to bring you back to the land, I will. All right. Verse 4, they shall not offer wine offerings to the Lord, neither shall they be pleasing unto him. Their sacrifices shall be unto them as bread of mourners. All that eat thereof shall be polluted, for their bread for their soul shall not come into the house of the Lord, yo. All that stock and all that stuff that y'all are trying to bring up, man, the Father's like, that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. And that's why we have to go to the book and look. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with having rations or whatever. There's nothing wrong with that. If that's what you want to do, hey, do it. But if you don't make it into the wilderness, there are these people called marauders. And they're going to come get you. They will come get you. Anything that you think you own, they're going to take it. Because they are in traveling packs. They had enough ammunition that you have. And the Father already told us when it comes to Esau, don't play with them. And their ammunition, don't play with them. All right, let's continue. Verse 5, what will ye do in the solemn day and in the day of the feast of the Lord? For lo, they are gone because of destruction. Egypt shall gather them up. Memphis shall bury them. The pleasant places for their silver, nettles shall possess them. Thorns shall be in their tabernacles. The days of visitation are come. The days of recompense are come. Israel shall know it. Oh! Don't we? The Father made that clear. He said, when these last days come, we're going to know. We will know when these last days are here. Israel shall know it. The prophet is a fool. The spiritual man is mad. And the multitude of thine iniquity and the great hatred. The watchman of Ephraim was with my God. But the prophet is a snare and a fowler in all his ways. And hatred in the house of his God. You see that? Again, what have I been saying this whole time? What did I come out and say? Clean up that house. Clean up that house. That was weeks ago, guys. They have deeply corrupted themselves as in the days of Gibeah. Therefore, he will remember their iniquity. He will visit their sins. I found Israel like grapes in the wilderness. I saw your fathers as the first stripe in the fig tree at her first time. But they went to Baal-peor and separated themselves unto that shame, and their abominations were according as they loved. As for Ephraim, their glory shall fly away like a bird from the birth and from the womb and from the conception. Though they bring up their children, yet will I bereave them, that there shall not be a man left. Yea, woe also to them when I depart from them. The Father's laying this down like it's cold, like we talked about 2 weeks ago. Remember the Father said, I turn my back on y'all, yo. Nope. Son, you go deal with him. Watch this. Verse 13, Ephraim, as I saw Tyrus, is planted in a pleasant place, but Ephraim shall bring forth his children to the murderer. Give them, O Lord, what wilt thou give? Give them a miscarrying womb and dry breasts. All their wickedness in Gilgal, for there I hated them, for the wickedness of their doings, I will drive them out of mine house. I will love them no more. All their princes are revolters. Ephraim is smitten. Their root is dried up. They shall bear no fruit. Yea, though they bring forth, yet I will slay even the beloved fruit of their womb. My God will cast them away because they did not hearken unto him, and they shall be wanderers among the nations. Now, I want to bring this in because I know that's heavy for many people. I know that's very, very heavy for many people. As an Ephraimite, the so-called Puerto Rican, this is your opportunity to clean up your house and do the things that you're supposed to do. God is calling you right now. He had to deal with Judah first. Judah had to be dealt with first. And we have him. But now it's your turn. You got to do you. It is time that y'all raise up. All of you. Our beautiful Ephraimite family. All of you need to raise up. But I need y'all to understand something now. I said this from the beginning. When it comes to Judah and Ephraim, they always. Them niggas always twisted up together. Always. Brothers and sisters. Can you imagine if we would have known that information as we were growing up? We would have been taking over this world by now. Y'all understand that? One black man and a Puerto Rican can dominate 5 city blocks. Just one. Just one. I'm trying to tell y'all our power, man. I know a lot of y'all don't want to believe it. I know you don't want to believe it, but it's true. There is a power, an absolute power that we have that people just want to ignore. And it's sad. It's very sad. But here's the thing. We are going to continue to do what we do. We are going to continue to give the Father his praise. And we're going to like it. There is no confusion in keeping God's commandments. I need everybody to understand that. That is my tagline now. There is no confusion in keeping God's commandments. It is the only thing that is going to save you. Nothing else. No camp. Nobody. Not a soul. And I truly need you guys to understand that, please. As I plead with you constantly, I plead with you, please keep his commandments. There is no confusion in that. And family, I want to thank each and every last one of you that have contributed to our royal gathering. And as y'all see, we have been keeping up with everything. And oh my goodness gracious. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Oh man, I'm waiting for Chicago. I don't know about y'all, but I'm waiting for Chicago, man. All this stuff and everything that's going down, I'm telling y'all, Chicago is going to be the place. Y'all better make sure y'all are there. Y'all better make sure y'all are there. Yep, we'll be, as we get a little closer to it or whatnot, you know, we'll start doing the tickets and everything like that. And this facility holds $395, I believe, so close to 400. And we filled it up last year. I'm sure we're going to fill it up again this year too. So I'm just telling you guys, y'all better get out there. I cannot make it up anymore. This is not the time to miss it at all. And all the evidence in the world is right around you, okay? So family, I love you guys, my beautiful royal family. I want to thank each and every last one of you for joining me again here this week. And guys, I love you. I will continue to fight for you guys. We don't have a lot of time left, okay? We don't. But I will continue to fight for each and every last one of you. I love you guys. See you next week, Lord willing.